Hello, everybody, and welcome to an FPS involving my character, Charlie. I'm Kai. Hi. I've immediately fucked up this intro. I am not good at doing FPS intros.
I gently pat you.
I don't do enough of them. I don't have a spiel like I did for the Neverending Train of Odyssey.
Also,
Anyway.
hello, hi, it's me, Arso Obsessions, also known as Obby. I'm the second player for this FPS, and I'm going to be playing with Prim. I hold up my puppy.
We're basically just both we're holding up our babies and kind of shoving them in each other's faces because, basically, this whole FPS, it is prank war time. It is prank war time.
Prank war time.
I do just want to do a couple of clarifications that I've had in my head is, first up, this isn't starting as of now, currently, wherever the fuck we're at with other games. I'm imagining this starting a couple of months back, and it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense than it just being in a single day. Oh gosh, could you imagine all this happening in a single day?
I mean, to be fair, I can completely see them that after all this has gone down, them launching an all-out prank war on the studio over the course of a single day, especially if this happens specifically on April Fool's Day, because that's also Charlie's birthday. So,
yes.
Prim's birthday present to Charlie is just chaos.
Chaos.
But we haven't got to that bit yet. Right now, we're starting.
We have not yet.
It's probably a week or two before the beginning of Star Cause being filmed. It is your average day in the studio. And Prim, how are you feeling? What are you doing, in terms of getting prepped to get ready for Star Cause and everything?
Okay, so in terms of getting prepped for Star Cause, she's Star Cause is going to be the first movie where she hasn't had any singing or dancing sort of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not used to doing movies without musicals. So there's been a lot of stunt practice and figuring out lines and stuff and making sure all that's good.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of preparation sort of things. All right, I'm gonna say it's a pretty average afternoon. You'll have just been handed out slightly revised scripts because again, the engineer is the sort of person to think of stuff on the fly and go, oh wait, that should be in the script. Rewrite the whole thing overnight without any fucking sleep. And then handing them all out. So you've probably just walked in. It's still not super early morning, but it's still morning. You find a new script on your chair. Can I get just a real quick perception check?
Oh boy. I think this is before she bought her glasses.
Oh.
So it's gonna be a much
even better.
So that's a 4.
That's a 4. Astounding. How the fuck do you have a -2 to perception?
Listen, all the wisdom things, Prim has a -2 to, because behold, the 6 in wisdom.
Dear God. I am just stunned by it. I love it.
She sees anything sometimes.
I love it, but dear God. Okay, so with a 4, you notice absolutely nothing. This is a normal, ordinary day. You're still kind of waking up, so you don't really notice. And you probably don't notice even when you pick up your script and start kind of unfolding it. And it takes a second before you realize that, wait, you're meant to flip open the pages of a script, not unfold it. And, can I get a dex saving throw real quick as you continue to unfold this monstrosity?
Oh no. A dex save, huh? That's a nat 20 though.
Okay.
The duality of Prim.
The immediate highs and lows of this game. Hopefully it's going to continue to be this sort of wild ride as we go. Alright, so the good news is, while it takes a couple of seconds for you to realise what's going on, at no point does it ever get to the point of being ridiculously overwhelming, even as, like, your arms stretch further than they're meant to, and then stretch further than they're meant to, as you just keep unfolding this, because someone has gone through and taken every single page of this 100-plus page script and taped them all together into a single ginormous page that you are unfolding, and it is now the size of the fucking... It is basically almost roof height. But you're holding it all pretty well, and you know what? This is still a functional script with that nat 20.
Primrose is just staring up at this like, I think she's just gonna start, like, looking around, like, hello?
Continue on with that for perception, but this time it's because you can't see most of the room because it's now blocked by paper.
Because it's blocked by the gigantic roadmap script.
Yeah, pretty much. So you don't see anything, but you do kind of hear a little chuckle in the distance and then someone scampering off. You do not know who it was or what was actually going on, but this is your morning and the day doesn't really get better from there.
Oh no. I'm just picturing, like, Primrose is picking up the tape of, like, one of the pages that are connected. And then it all comes crashing down.
Just an avalanche of paper on top of you. One of your boyfriends will come rescue later. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Considering how you had no fucking clue what the hell went on there, this is just this is the beginning of the first day.
Beginning of the end.
Can I? Again, you continue around the studio. Like, same day, you're wondering what the hell was up with the paper, but you do not know for certain. You're continuing down the studio. Can I get another perception check from you?
Oh boy! Here we go.
Please get higher this time. 8.
8! Well, it's higher.
Alright, an 8 is at least high enough that I'm going to be able to say, you recognise the cackling this time. However, you do not actually get to see where it's coming from, as after you had walked through that doorway with the door propped open just a little bit, suddenly you cannot see everything as everything has gone black. Then you pull the bucket off your head, and everything seems to have gone white, as you are now covered in whitewash. I do hope you weren't wearing any expensive clothes.
Oh no.
But the good news is, with an 8 is high enough that even though you fell for this, you do manage to recognize that rolling on the floor laughing, like, as you kind of like blink, blink, blink the stuff out of your eyes, and it's Charlie. You recognize that laugh from other pranks that he's pulled on other people around the studio.
Yep. I feel like Prim's standing there for a second before she kind of like looks down at Charlie and like crosses her arms, and then you asked for this, Charlie. She's gonna get down on all fours.
Oh no.
And she's gonna do the dog shake thing.
Yes, the perfect way to start. Oh god, I'm running fucking a dex save there to see if I can get out of the way. Please, please, please. 23!
23! Yeah, that absolutely makes it.
Yeah. I think probably what happens is, like, Prim goes down all fours, Charlie's, like, from where he was rolling about, just sits up and goes, oh no. And then you get like, this, if you had been filming it with a slow-mo camera, you get the very beginning moments of Prim starting to shake and whitewash going flying. You see Charlie matrixing out of the way and then leaping up and clinging to a ceiling rafter and then just kind of scampering away up there.
I feel like once Prim is done, like, she's no longer covered in the whitewash, except her clothes are so stained. And then, like, the hallway all around her, there's just a bar of white.
That sounds like someone else's problem.
That is someone else's problem.
The woman
Because,
that ever knows her. Alright, so, now that you have declared war, what are you going to be doing for your opening shots here?
Okay, let me see. I have a really good one. Hold on. Oh, hold on, I gotta pick.
This is the problem. We both just have massive lists here, so it's gonna be fun.
We have a list. Okay, I'm gonna... Okay, first I want to make a roll to see how well these things that Prim is making turns out for this.
Ooh, you've got to construct a thing here.
I gotta construct a thing. What would that be, you think? Would it be like a dex, perhaps, or performance?
Ooh.
As it's constructing something.
I would say dexterity is more the thing, considering that like you're having to use your hands and everything here, rather than
Yep.
putting on a show.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm going to roll the dex. It's an 8.
Hey,
Okay. Just
tell.
know that these look absolutely atrocious.
Yep.
Okay. So, do you want to know what
Yes.
Prim has done?
Please tell me.
Prim. I think Prim has spent many nights prepping for this,
no.
making so many cardboard cutouts of Charlie.
Oh
And they all look absolutely terrible.
I'd say it's the foam bias debacle all over again, but I don't think foam bias ever actually became canon, did it?
And someday it might, you never know.
It might.
So like you know those really bad MS Paint drawings?
Yeah, no, I know exactly the things you mean.
They all look like those. They all look like...
Oh, I love that. That's atrocious. They're just big old scribbles, basically, that vaguely look like cat. Maybe.
You think they're cat? Maybe slightly? Okay, now I'm gonna roll sleight of hand to see how well she hides them around the studio.
Thank you, Cherry.
Oh, she got a 17.
17.
We're hiding them.
So they're absolute shit, but they're hidden real well.
Yeah, exactly.
Charlie is gonna be so bamboozled because, like, the thing is, when he goes around the studio, he only occasionally really goes around in plain sight. A lot of the times he likes going like all the little back alleys and through the ducts and everything, just because it's entertaining to do that. And if he is going out in public, he's usually going in a disguise because it's entertaining to do that. So,
Yeah.
all I can imagine is as he's shuffling through one of these ducts, he kind of just pulls up short as there's this thing in front of him. And then... Well, that's the ugliest mirror I've ever seen. And then this just continues over the next week. He doesn't...
It keeps happening. You open the cabinet to the kitchen and there's just one of the cutouts just lodged into it.
Wanders into the kitchen at some point when Cell's not...
corner.
I was gonna say, wanders into the kitchen at some point when Cell's not paying attention, goes to open the fridge to steal snacks. There's another one.
You're up in the rafters one day, and there's like 3 of them. One of which is tied up in like the rope of a sandbag.
Is there any hint that it was Prim that did these? I'm gonna fucking roll investigation, actually, to see if Charlie can find a clue.
Roll investigation.
That's a 5.
I mean, they're covered in glitter, some of them, but that could be a lot of people.
That could
here.
be a lot of people, especially considering like Shorts Kid and Snailian. And like DJ Moves. So, like, I don't think Charlie really knows what to do. But what he does do, I think, because of course Dodo Studios is gonna have like a bulletin board out in one of the main rooms. Charlie's gonna start taking selfies with these in all the weird ass locations. And then just pinning up the photos on the bulletin board.
That's brilliant.
So those just pop up every so often. Every time there's a new one, there's new photos coming on. No one knows what the fuck these things are. I suspect other selfies get taken as well when other people come across these weird, shitty cardboard Charlies.
But by the time it's done, the entire bulletin board is covered with everyone taking selfies.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want a real investigation again? Now that we've settled that?
Yeah, have another go.
One more time.
17.
Prim is the only one without a selfie.
Yeah. Process of elimination, baby. Okay, I think this is another one of those pranks that probably happens during the course of discovering all these cardboard Charlies everywhere. You are Prim. Again, you are going about the studio as usual. You are presented with another door that is mostly closed but just very slightly ajar. What do you want to do?
She's having flashbacks to the whitewash.
Yeah.
She's gonna cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
And she's gonna very slowly push it open while standing a few feet back.
Okay. Well, good news is, no buckets of whitewash fall down. Do you want to give me a perception check, though?
Oh no, this could only go well. It's a 4!
Well, there was just no whitewash. So someone must have just forgotten to close the door properly. Like, there's nothing on the ceiling. There's nothing, like, propped up on the door frame. Nothing up there. It's fine.
Well, seeing as there's nothing to worry about...
Okay.
Prim's gonna walk through the door.
Okay, I have 2 very important words that I'm going to tell you now. Then you're going to have to tell me how Prim reacts. But, so... Pit trap.
Oh no!
There was a shitty grey blanket over this giant hole in the floor, supposedly covering up. And if you got higher than like a 10 in your perception, you would have obviously been able to see it. But as it is, hole in the floor, you do not.
Oh my gosh. I know she has a spell that can get her out of it, but I want to see. I'm going to make a dex save to see if she falls before she can do it. Oh no, she immediately on instinct casts fly.
Oh. So like you feel one
She's
foot
like,
going down,
okay.
and just now you're in the air.
Yeah, like a pair of fairy wings appear behind her and start buzzing like a bug, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
Okay. Please describe the expression on your face.
Bewildered? Just looking down at the pit that's now in the floor.
I think another photo goes up on the community board. This time it's not a selfie. It's just Prim looking very, very baffled.
Oh, this is war.
This is war.
Okay, I have another one.
Mm.
I'm just gonna copy and paste it into here.
Oh jeez.
So Prim is going to do this.
Hire a mariachi band to follow Charlie around for a whole day.
A whole 24 hours.
That's fucking hilarious. I do just want to remind you, however, that you're doing this to a cat that has a +7 to stealth, but also is a bard. So one moment. I've got to roll for this. I've got to roll for this because I have an atrocious idea here. Okay, so that's a 26 in stealth, and then
oh no! How does this horribly backfire?
And then a nat 20 for performance. So Charlie, like the mariachi band, like I'm guessing greets Charlie as he walks out of his flat that first thing in the day. Is that it? So Charlie quickly realizes what the fuck's going on here. And then As he's on his way to the studio, he quickly ducks into an alley and then just promptly vanishes. So the mariachi band do not actually have anyone to kind of follow, and they're like looking a little bit bewildered. And then, because they are very bewildered, they do not notice that the mariachi band has now gained a member. Charlie isn't even going to attempt to try trailing Prim or anything. I think the mariachi band probably going to get gently guided towards Dodo Studios, because that's apparently where Charlie heads out. And then you've just got this mariachi band +1 parading around Dodo Studios for the entire day. Charlie in the middle, banging on a drum because he's a fucking bard.
I feel like Prim isn't even mad at this conclusion. When she sees it, she just starts laughing. Because, man, that's so good.
I'm sure once someone points out that Charlie's in the middle of the mariachi band, the following around continues, but like Charlie just becomes band leader at that point. So,
exactly.
that's the day.
That's brilliant.
Considering how that went, did did Prim want to have another go, or shall I fire off another one of mine?
Well, I have one that's potentially set up.
Okay.
But it would involve perhaps maybe while Charlie is attempting to prank Prim in return.
Ooh, okay.
Because I imagine at some point Charlie's going to go into Prim's room, you know, like the room with like the stars on the doors, like this is Prim's space for between scenes.
Now this is going to be a fun one, because this could go multiple ways. I think now is this going to be one where if Charlie goes in the room, things are going to go bad, or is this if Prim discovers Charlie in the room, things are going to go bad?
Probably a bit of the former.
Okay. All right, I think then let's go with yours first, and then I'll do mine.
Okay. So, Charlie, you are coming up upon Primrose's little area.
Going to set yet another door trap.
Well, do you want to roll perception?
I'm not atrocious at that, so this might actually, That's an 8! Yes, thank you, dice! For enabling this chaos.
The door is weirdly not locked, but there's nothing suspicious about that.
Yeah, nothing at all.
That you can tell.
Everyone keeps their doors unlocked.
Do you perhaps go inside?
Yeah, I think Charlie's got to he was going to originally just kind of stick on the outside to set up the door trap, but also like this is the prime opportunity to go sneaking in and kind of looking around to see if he can come up with more prank ideas. So
okay, this is the part where So you open the door and you step inside, and something drops right in front of you. And I'm gonna just copy and paste what it is, because it's a little thing that's attached to a string that's now in front of your face, and
dear.
It's this.
Knitted green creature. Thank you, Gorms. A small knitted plush dinosaur? You're not sure. Upon looking at this creature, you begin to hear faint music playing in your mind, and you can feel your senses dimming. Any creatures looking at this plushie must make a DC 12 wisdom saving throw. I just got a +1 to that so let's fucking see. That's a 6! Charlie has now become transfixed by it. Failing the roll by more than 4 will incur a -1 penalty to all wisdom and intelligence rolls for the next hour.
Okay, you cut off for me.
Sorry, I'm just continuing to read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlie did fail that roll by more than 4, so Charlie does get a -1 penalty to wisdom and intelligence rolls for the next hour because he's lost many brain cells. So I think Charlie's just kind of be standing in the doorway staring at this thing, like the no brain cell music just kind of going in the back of his mind, just like sort of thing, until someone comes and moves him away.
Well, Primrose is gonna take advantage of this.
Oh dear.
Because from within her room, she now peeks out from behind her little hiding spot, which was behind another one of those atrocious cardboard cutouts. And I'm gonna roll hammer space.
Okay.
She pulls out first like a little pin, which I will tell you what it does in a moment.
Oh no.
And she has an entire roll of bubble wrap.
Oh no.
Okay, so first, the pin. Prim is gonna just very sneakily attach it to an article of Charlie's clothes.
Oh no.
And this is an object Primrose got. This is from a game. It's called Primrose, and it's a cursed item. And when you get a nat 1 on a wisdom check, the wearer becomes a dog for 10 minutes.
Oh, that's going to be entertaining. I'm now desperately wanting Charlie to roll a nat 1.
And then she immediately follows it up with completely wrapping Charlie from head to toe in bubble wrap.
Excellent. I just got to ask, with the pin and everything, I'm guessing Charlie can't just take it off and not and have it not go. It's stuck on him until this happens.
It's well, Ike had me roll a high sleight of hand check in order to get it off, but I think first he'd have to notice it's even there.
Which he definitely won't for a little bit. He will eventually, but like...
I'm just picturing Charlie transfixed and then Primrose finishes wrapping up the bubble wrap, and then to finish it off, ties a little bow around that, dusts her hands off, puts a pillow behind Charlie, and then just very carefully puts her finger on his forehead and pushes him backwards.
Cute Charlie rolling down the hallway, bubble wrap going pap, 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 as he's going. Like, from Charlie's perspective, what happened is he opened the doors to Prim Room. He saw like this flash of green, and then some pretty music played for a long while, and then he wakes up supposedly hours later in like the middle of the studio, covered in bubble wrap, wondering how the fuck he got there. He's getting you back for this. I'm gonna roll Arcana real quick, and I'm actually got a -1 to this thanks to the fucking knitted green creature. Just to see if he can figure out what the fuck's up with that pin, and if he can't, then he's not going to be taking it off for the foreseeable future.
Ooh. It's 16 though.
Would you say? Yeah, this is up to you.
There's something wonky with it, you know that for sure. You're not specifically sure what.
So, he does not trust. He's gonna spend...
Do not trust.
Does not trust. I think for like...
Does not trust.
For the rest of the day, he's gonna just kind of carefully trail Prim around the studio to try and put the pin back on her instead without her noticing.
Oh my god.
So,
well, I mean, considering her passive... Oh, never mind. That doesn't even...
Dirty 20 for sleight of hand.
Well, yeah. You managed to slip it on pretty easy, huh? Especially considering her passive perception is 8.
I love her. No brain cells, either of these. Either of them. Now comes a very, very important question. Does Prim turn into, like an actual poodle if it gets activated? Yes. Wonderful.
She turns into a real kind pink poodle.
Yes. Wonderful. I love this. After losing half the day to the knitted green creature and being bubble wrapped and like hopping around trying to think, I will say Charlie did have to hop the entire way home because he couldn't get free of the bubble wrap. I have no doubt that his boyfriend Vincent probably then spent a solid half hour just laughing at him instead of actually helping.
Perfect.
And I think with this so it is now time to start work on the next one, which is Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie comes in the next day, and I'm gonna roll stealth. He's not super duper hiding as such, but he is just trying to say a little bit on the down
need
low.
to roll stealth.
Yeah. Oh, come on, please load. There we go. That's an 18.
That's an 18.
Yeah, with that.
Yeah, no, Prim does not perceive.
And what he's going to do is he's going to pull out a little item that he got from Glorps a long time back that he never really actually had the chance to use. So, so he's going to bring a finger buddy to life.
Oh my gosh.
You know those strange little dinosaur-looking plasticky things that you wear on your fingers and everything? He has one of those.
Yes.
And he brings it to life. And then he's going to use up one of his second level spell slots on invisibility on the finger buddy. And then he's just going to point towards... Like, with the finger buddies, you can only really give them one-word commands. So he is limited with what you can do. However, what he can do is just point towards Prim, specifically Prim's hair, and say, nest. So, barely a minute later, Prim, you kind of feel like your leg's feeling a little bit itchy. Like, there's this little bit of that bug-on skin feel, but, like, it goes away when you scratch it. And then, like, the itchiness still seems to be going further up your leg.
I feel like Charlie can see, like, Primrose's ear twitching as, like, she, like, leans down and starts itching at her leg.
And slowly it climbs up and goes over your tummy, over your chest. You can feel it on your neck for a second there. And then...
When it gets to her neck, Primrose, like, sits down on the ground and does the dog scratch thing.
Yes!
You can just see her putting herself in the middle of the hallway, just itching at her head.
One moment. I'm gonna make this thing do a fucking dex save to see if it manages to stay on when you're doing that. That's a 16.
That's good enough. Yes, that's good.
All right. So good news is the itching on your neck does go away, and then you get a couple of seconds of blissful peace until you feel this something small not tearing at your hair, but like grabbing onto your hair and wrenching it about and kind of burying into your scalp. And it definitely, before it was just bug on skin, now this is actively something small is trying to make a nest of your hair. It's burrowing into your curls and making a mess.
I have to stress, Kai, she has a familiar who does nest in her hair.
I didn't know this!
So at first she thinks it's her familiar. But then it quickly becomes apparent it is not her familiar when she goes, quick, quit it, and then it does not quit.
Minor battle for supremacy between the familiar and the finger buddy.
Yeah, I feel like the finger buddy bumps into the familiar, and then Charlie, you see a bird shoot out of Prim's hair. And is attacking Prim's hair.
Even better, because again, the finger buddy is invisible.
Exactly.
So this is just going to continue. This is just gonna continue, and it is up to you how this thing ends.
I feel like Primrose is like trying to get them to stop, and she's like, eventually I think she just does the jog shake thing again to try and get whatever's on her head off.
Let's have another go. That was a dirty 20, this thing has now had the advantage of being able to make its little nest. It's now all cozied up and it's wriggling about in its nest. You're not getting it free that easily. It is at home here now.
I'm gonna roll Hammer's face. I'm gonna roll Hammer's face to see if she can get this out of her fumbled shirt.
Please.
That's a 10, yeah? Okay. Primrose pulls out a comically large hairbrush.
Yes!
Like, this thing is the size of her head. And she's just gonna go to town trying to get whatever's in her hair.
I'm gonna say that will definitely knock it free, cause like, and get rid of like the weird, like the tangled nest that it made. You still have no idea what the fuck that was, or how it was in your hair, or anything. Because again, it was invisible, and I think when it tumbled to the ground, Charlie probably quickly snatched it back up and shoved it back in his pocket.
Yeah.
So you just have that very baffling thing go on there. No idea.
I'm just imagining another picture at the bulletin board, which is just Primrose just frantically running around while a bird is attacking her.
Yes.
And her hair is an absolute mess.
Yes. It's perfect. Okay.
Oh,
Your turn. Because again, you don't technically know that this was Charlie. You don't even know what the fuck that was. Also, you're in the middle of a prank war. You know who it was.
Yep. Yeah, she knows who it was. She knows who it was. Oh man, I think now would be as good a time as any.
Oh no.
To do just the simple laser pointer.
I will get you back. You know I have an equivalent item in my inventory.
Oh, I'm aware. So I'm just imagining the setup for this. Primrose is gonna like go up into the rafters of the main studio area, wielding a little laser pointer, and she's gonna sit there and she's gonna wait until she sees Charlie.
Okay, now again, I did already establish Charlie doesn't like really being out in the open necessarily unless he's in disguise, just because. So I'm gonna need you to roll a decently high perception check to figure out if that even is Charlie down there.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna go well. That's an 8.
You are up there all day. You are up there
day.
all day. And like you swear you saw some cats go past, but no Charlie. What the fuck?
Wait. Do you remember what we had cannons forever ago?
What?
About the fact that Charlie got Prim to think that there's multiple cats working there?
Yes, I forgot about that. So the thing is, you see Greg down there. There's Bobby. That one's TC. So like you know all the was that one Clyde? No, what's his name? No, it's something with a C. You see all these other cats that you know for a fact do work around these studios because you've seen them here heaps. You don't see Charlie though. I think
she sits up there all day.
Okay, that was like another dirty 20 for stealth for Charlie. I think at one point, after you're getting really, really tired, suddenly Charlie is sitting next to you, just like legs swinging as he's sitting in the rafters and just goes like, hey!
I feel like Primrose jumps a bit and just like, oh, hi, Charlie.
What you doing up here?
Primrose is like scrambling to think of something. Just sitting up here enjoying the hubbub, and she like pointedly looks down like, oh yeah, look, that's interesting. Roll deception.
Yeah, please.
Roll deception. Charlie, you can clearly see the laser pointer in her paws. It's right there.
So like Charlie's kind of like, he will humor Prim for a second because like, yeah, you know what, it is actually fun to just kind of sit up here and watch all the chaos of the studio go on beneath and just go like, yeah, I get what you mean, like it's pretty cool up here. Hey, did you want to see something really cool?
What? And like Primrose just like looks at Charlie.
Charlie, with that floor for his hammer space, pulls out the frisbee that he just bought from Glorps the other day. He's like, found this toy up here the other day. Why don't we have a go with it? And just tosses it again. They're up in the rafters. It's still just gonna go. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
making the whiz save. I'm making the whiz save.
18! Damn it! Wait,
Dang it!
now, the thing is, do I be really mean and use one of Charlie's luck points to enforce disadvantage on you?
Be mean.
Okay, that's a luck point. You have bad luck. Call it retribution for that crit fail from... Oh, that was a nat 20. Fuck.
When we
Okay.
didn't want a nat 20. Hold on, is it possible to fail things on purpose?
I mean, like, yeah, there's, like, if you want to fail, if, like, you playing this character think it would be good for the character to fail, you can just choose to fail it.
Listen, they're in a prank war, and you gotta fall for the pranks.
Yeah,
it's Toon rules. I feel like Primrose is just sitting there like, Charlie, you know that's not gonna, and then you can see her slowly looking towards the frisbee. You see her vibrating.
And that's when Charlie tosses it as far as it can go. Because the good thing is, fucking film studios are huge.
Yeah.
So, like, it just goes flying.
Primrose just goes, I got it! And then, Charlie, you see her jump off the railing. And then she casts fly and is numing after it. Like a bullet.
I get the feeling they're just gonna be up there until Fly wears off playing a game of fetch now. Okay.
Oh, that's so good.
Did you want to go next, or shall I pull up another one of mine? Because I have got something here to get you back for the fucking mariachi band.
I just have a little one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just have a very little one, and I'm gonna roll sleight of hand to see if Prim was able to pull off putting it somewhere where Charlie would see.
Oh.
That's a nat 1. Charlie, you see Primrose, like, in the kitchen, very sneakily tiptoeing to the cabinets, and just pulling out a single cucumber and placing it there, and shutting the cabinet, and then tiptoeing back out. She doesn't notice you. At all.
I love this. Like, the thing is, because Charlie specifically saw you set it up, I think it's one of those things where if it had been a surprise, he would have gone with cat rules and, like, leapt and grabbed onto the ceiling or something. Because he saw you set it up, he's just like, And one moment, I'm gonna look through his spells real quick. No, he doesn't really have anything good here, sadly. Not anything I don't want to leave for later. So I think he's probably just gonna... Wait, I'm gonna see if he can then sleight of hand it onto you.
Oh my gosh.
So with that 28, I think Charlie kind of goes along and then picks it up and then just places it on Prim's head and just kind of lets her walk around with it on her head for the next however long.
Yeah. Again.
Like, I was like,
passive.
I wanted to...
She never notices.
He is following along behind her, and anytime he sees anyone's eyes kind of flick up to the cucumber and he'd go, Miss Prim, is that... Charlie's in the background just going, don't say anything, like arms fully going, don't say anything. Gets to the point of Prim actually going on set ready to film before someone goes like, is that a new prop, or...
And then Primrose is just completely bewildered as she like reaches up on top of her head and then pulls off the cucumber. And she's just like, oh. Ow. How long?
Couple hours. I think the next...
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Primrose is gonna like just sigh and like reach a hand out to Charlie like as a handshake kind of thing. I gotta admit, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Charlie is dying, and he will absolutely take your hand to shake there. I'm not gonna do any rolls.
I'm gonna use my pen of masters, which is up Prim's sleeve.
Yeah.
to cast create or destroy water. So now Charlie's covered in ink.
Just suddenly you are no longer shaking the hands of Charlie, you're shaking the hands of like Bobby or whatever the fuck his name was. It's like, oh, where did Charlie go?
I feel like Primrose like is just like staring at Charlie like, wait, and then looks behind herself and then back at Charlie like, wait a second. When did you get here?
Oh. That was a good, I will say, that was a good one, Charlie. I was not expecting that one. I do think now he is going to get you back for it next time, though, is when you arrive at the studios next day, suddenly you can hear this really, really high-pitched whistling, but only whenever you're walking. And
oh no.
No one else can hear it. It's really distracting. It sounds like it's coming from just behind you, but when you look around, there's no one there. And like when you stay still, it's quiet. But the moment you take another step, that high-pitched whistling is back. What the fuck is going on?
I'm gonna roll perception.
It's a 13.
It's a 13.
The thing is, Charlie has invisibility. Again.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to spend multiple spell slots keeping this up, solely to trail you around for them as much of the day as he can, with a dog whistle, to get you back for the mariachi band.
That's so good.
So I don't think a 13 is quite high. Actually, let me double check. I think it's high levels. It just becomes invisible. I can't be bothered looking it up because for a fucking prank horror
you get
FPS.
advantage on stealth checks when you're invisible.
Okay, in that case, I better actually roll for it then. 7, and that's 1. Well, that was already a 22. Let's see how much better I can do.
Do it for the crit. Do it for the. Oh, that wasn't a crit, but.
No, okay, so with
that, you get the 22.
Yeah, with that 22, and technically he can keep it up for 3 hours.
3 hours.
But only whenever Prim is moving around.
I feel like Prim is, at one point, Prim just stops in the middle of the hallway, regardless of any traffic, and just crosses her arms.
Silence.
And her tail is doing like the really irritated dog thing as she's like glaring around, like, who's doing this? Who?
Charlie's like, invisible Charlie has like one hand clamped over his mouth, desperately trying to keep quiet.
Like you can see Primrose like lifting up one of her ears. And like even her nose twitches a little bit and she's on full alert. This is the most alert you've ever seen this oblivious dog.
It is not enough, I am sorry.
I know. And then eventually she just lowers her ear and looks forward at the hallway. And then she starts moving again.
I think this is only going to end when Charlie actively runs out of spell slots to keep invisibility up.
Yeah. I'm just imagining like Charlie's doing it and like Primrose has been hearing this dog whistle for 3 hours.
You can't stop from laughing anymore. This has been great. This is an incredibly productive way to spend his day. Okay, your turn. Please have it work. Please have it work. Your last couple, other than the ink one, haven't been going great. Please.
Oh man. Okay. I have one.
Okay.
Have you seen like those videos with cats and like there's plastic cling wrap in front of the door?
Yes, like that, and like plastic bags and shit. It's just evil.
Primrose is going to put plastic wrap on every single entrance in Dodo Studios.
Oh no!
She's getting up early for this.
Oh no, I'm not even gonna. I should technically roll perception here. I'm gonna roll it with disadvantage because this is not something Charlie was expecting. That's a 12. Let's see if I can do worse. That's a 12. We'll go with the 12.
It's a 12.
Not enough.
Oh my gosh.
So I think he's just gonna walk smack bang into it.
Also, Primrose purposely makes it so that it's taller than the penguins and the owls.
And the thing is, like, Charlie is only, like, Charlie's about a head taller than them, so he just watches them go in and he follows along afterwards and then thunk. What? Like, puts his hand like over where the door frame is to try and put his hands through. As no, like, at arm level, his hands go through. There shouldn't be anything in the way. So he takes another step forward. And then that way he just does the whole little arm flail thing of scratching it midair to pull the fucking cling film away and just scratch it up into a little ball and bat at it for a couple of seconds before it's just like, okay, anyway, back into the studios, next doorway, blip. Cue that process for the entire fucking day.
Hey, Charlie, there's a new photograph on the bulletin board.
Yes! Oh, that's perfect. All right, I've got like thing is, I've got a bunch of other ones here that would be a lot of fun. I reckon one more each and then wrap up this FPS, unless we want to keep going until we exhaust our lists. Up to you.
Maybe, I am not sure. Oh my gosh. I have one, but it involves Prim needing to get a good sleight of hand roll, unfortunately.
Oof. Okay. I reckon if you want to try that one next, else I think it's oh god. Okay, chat. I'm gonna put 3 words and like 3 emojis. Then you guys get to choose what this is gonna be.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking directly at it.
Oh god, what fucking emojis do I use here?
I don't know. Welcome everybody to the audience participation of our FPS. I'm just gonna put a fucking robot for the first one because I have no idea what other emojis to do. You are valid. Oh man. Oh, this has been a delight.
Okay, so this is your choice of which prank is going to be the last one we do before like the finale one to wrap this up.
Oh my god. That's really good. That's really good. Oh, those are so good.
While the audience is everyone's wanting the Rube Goldberg machine, I guess.
The Rube Goldberg machine is a winner.
Yeah. 7 votes. It just keeps going. All right. I think
there is no votes for anything else. It is just the Rube Goldberg machine.
Okay. I think with that, Prim, again, average day in the studio, you know to keep a fucking eye out this time. So any perception checks you do are going to have advantage.
Great.
You find this big, nicely marked X on the floor. So roll perception and I can potentially tell you a bit more.
That's a 5. And that's a 2. Yes. If there's one thing I love about Primrose is that she's consistently terrible with perception.
The thing is, it's not just the fucking -2 that you've got to it, it's also the fact that you're consistently always rolling below 10.
Yeah!
Okay. There is this X on the floor. There doesn't seem to be anything else strange about it. What do you do?
Regardless, Prim is so sus. She's been through enough to know that this is just a prank waiting to happen. staring at this X and like looking around and seeing nothing, and then staring at the X again. I feel like she's just gonna start walking around it.
just circling the X, wondering what the fuck's going on.
Exactly.
In the corner of your hearing, you can kind of just catch the little blink, blink, and like little mechanical noises of like a marble running along a beam of wood and then bashing into some dominoes and something swinging around. And like background, you can hear like the kettle going off. As in the foreground, you've still got Prim just circling this X, wondering what the fuck's going on. I will say that, like, with a 5, you hear just enough to know that there are lots of little strange noises going on around you. Do you want to do anything?
I'm picturing, like, Prim, like, lifting up her ear and, like, looking around, like, what is happening? Hello? Hello?
As you look up and you see above you there seems to be a whole bunch of absolute nonsense. There's an orange juicer up there. There's a second lot of dominoes. There's little jugs that are filling up with water and then pouring down and filling up the next one and then pouring down and then filling up the next one. And then you can see this kind of going down one wall as you look, and then it kind of vanishes into the floor for a second there. And this X is still on the floor. You have you have 6 seconds to decide what you want to do here.
I'm trying to think. I feel like Prim's just gonna try to like interrupt whatever that mess is and try to cast Mage Hand and stop the river gold the machine, even though she's not quite sure what that's all about. Okay. Just stop the things from pouring.
Or, please roll me sleight of hand. Actually, your choice if you want to just roll like magic or sleight of hand to see if you can get this to stop it on time.
I feel like sleight of hand would be fair because it would be manipulating the mage hand in a specific way. Yeah. It's alive.
So
she makes it go faster.
Yeah, no, pretty much. I was gonna say, like, these jugs were kind of filling up kind of slow before. You reach out to quickly try and stop them and try and pull one out of the way, and yet you wind up accidentally just tipping it all into the next jug, which like hits off the next part of the machine, and you hear like the thing of like tip tip. Oh no, and then all the floor around the X just fucking vanishes. So you wind up with this one little circle in the middle of the floor. It's a fucking donut pit trap. Set off by the Rube Goldberg machine.
That's brilliant! I feel like Primrose is just standing on empty space for a little bit, like going like, ah, peck, that didn't work, and then looking down at the floor, and then looking up at the camera.
Coyote time, baby! Okay.
Oh man, that's so good. Oh man.
Okay, what's Prim's final one then?
Gosh, I have 2 really good ones, and I feel like she'd do them both. Just,
I mean, if you want to, I've had like the chance to get like Prim has not had much luck in pulling them off. So if you want to do both, go ahead.
Okay, one of them is just kind of an inconvenience for everybody.
So be it.
I imagine there is a water cooler outside of Bob's office.
Yeah.
Primrose is going to take the water cooler, like the water jug that's on it.
Oh no.
And then she's gonna pour out all the water, fill it with ice.
Oh no.
Put it back, and then put a little sticky note that says wait on it.
That's just cruel. Yeah, I don't think that's one that's necessarily gonna get Charlie as such, but it is gonna make like the entire studio complaining about like, hey, why can't we do this? And as everyone
another one that's kind of an inconvenience for everyone, she's going to try to move any piece of furniture she can find 2 inches to the left. every single one.
Charlie, who has like some of his weird little like the routes he takes through the odd ends of the studio, you have to include bouncing off various pieces of furniture and like going boing, like jumping on one and onto the next and then into another one of the ducks. Suddenly discovers that his aim seems to be ever so slightly off. And again, there's just that moment of uh-oh, thwop down to the ground. Leaving a Charlie-shaped hole. Also, I just want to say, before anyone comes at me about, like, why would Dodo Studios have all these places in the rafters and vents and stuff? I'm like, have you played A Hat in Time? That's just what this place is like. It's a fucking death trap.
It's a death trap.
I think with that one, the one final thing that happens, I would like to just kind of do a bit of like zoom out and taking over for a moment. You are welcome to take control back if you want. I think what has happened is there has been like yet another door trap going off with more whitewash or something equivalent, and Prim has heard from other people that Charlie was up on the roof. Charlie is up on the roof a lot just because he likes being tall. Prim is now covered in green gunk, storming all her way up to the roof, slams the door open. Because... What was that roll for?
What roll?
What was the 5? Oh, no, that was your mage hand one, never mind.
Yeah.
No. Sorry. So, like, slamming the door open. And you get this one moment of Charlie kind of doing the scared cat back arched fur or fluffed up in midair. And because he is an idiot, of course he was sitting right on the fucking edge of the building. And you get this split second of him coming back down from being all floofed up like that, him missing his footing on the edge of the building, him falling.
Oh. Primrose is like in the middle of Charlie, Charlie! And she just casts flight and is immediately like off like a bullet. Just the bug wings immediately shooting out and just her buzzing across the rooftop to grab Charlie.
Give me a dex saving throw to see if you can catch him, please.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, I will give you luck. You have I'm using up another one of Charlie's luck points here.
Thank you. 22. Yeah!
You scoop him up underneath his arms, and I would like to say, Charlie was not expecting this. He has now seen twice already that you have wings, and you will have a good time using them. He was not expecting to be caught. He was fully expecting to use Featherfall, because this was planned.
What do you mean this was planned?
Well, I mean... He's got ya. He definitely got ya. That's a good prank, right? Yeah. But I think as you guys are just like soaring through the air, it's just like, well, I guess that works too.
Are you all right? Like Prim's like looking down at Charlie. And like I imagine, like, you know that one bit in the How to Train Your Dragon where like it's Toothless looking down?
Yes, just the whole head duck thing, yes.
Yeah, Prim is that.
I'm like, Charlie's just like, yeah, peachy keen. Gotta say, you get a real good view from up here.
Huh? Oh, like, Primrose like looks up just in time to avoid like a street light. Because she was looking down at Charlie.
That definitely would have got a view for a second. Like, really nice view from up here, look up, sort of thing.
And she flies a little higher and she's like, oh, yeah, the view is pretty nice up here. Oh.
So, been getting 1 or 2 complaints about from the rest of the studio about all the stuff we've been doing. Not sure if it was your ice stuff or me doing the doors or... but... truce?
Yeah, we should probably call a truce at this point.
Yeah.
But also, that was brilliant.
Absolutely. haven't been able to pull pranks like this for a while. Like, Vin's always such a sourpuss about it all, but you know what? you know how to take a good laugh.
Oh, I feel like Primrose is just beaming and her tail's wagging a mile a minute.
Oh.
Yeah.
So seeing as like we've called truce, who do you reckon we should target next? And then cut to black.
The black.
The prank war begins.
The prank war begins. Everyone else is the target now.
They have no say in the matter.
Prepare for trouble and make it double.
And now we've just got to see if we can manage to figure out time zone stuff so that we can get one at the same time as Cranky's actually online.
Yeah. Oh, this was a delight.
It was good. Prank was fun. Okay, I'm gonna quickly just share the other two pranks that I didn't get a chance to use. So those were other two things that I could have done. Because I have major image, which means I can kind of just project whatever the fuck I like. So Charlie setting up, Prim coming to try and get Charlie. Prim falling down yet another pit while the actual Charlie cackles from the sidelines. Or constantly just trailing a little bit behind Prim and using prestidigitation over and over again to change the taste of everything that Prim tries to eat or drink while in the studio, making it taste like salted black licorice.
That's awful and I love it.
Just because those are evil. But you know what?
Those are so evil, I love them.
I shall simply have to save them to use on Jack instead.
Yeah. Oh, okay, there were two I didn't get to use.
Please tell.
There was one where it was Prim was going to use Mage Hand to tie Charlie's shoelaces together all day. All day, not even just once.
That would have been so good.
And then another one was that she was gonna tape the furniture of a room and make it all upside down. All of it. Everything's on the ceiling now.
That would. Can I just?
She has fly. She can do it.
She can. I say, if she had gone to Vincent and asked to do it to their flat, I think Vincent would have just been, yeah, sure, whatever. It's Charlie's problem.
Oh my gosh! Wait, can that be how the FPS ends?
Yeah, so
like they've call a truce, and then like Prim's just grinning
because the final prank has already been put in place, but has not been discovered yet.
Exactly.
Perfect. Like post-credit scene of Charlie just walking home, getting back, like opening the door to his flat, big grin on his face because you know what, this has been a good day, and then it's like goes to pop his keys down on the table, they fall to the floor. Huh? I think that's where I'm gonna end the recording.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening.